there, my dare giver. That's right. We are dare givers. And in this community, we dare to try new techniques, new scripts, new angles until we find a solution, because we don't give up here. We keep trying because we're dare givers and we're strategists. That's why we are Master Dementia Strategists. I'm glad you're here. My name is Debra. I am a certified Master Dementia Strategist, and I'm going to take you through the end of this journey with a lot less pain, a lot less aggravation, a lot less arguing, a lot less battles, a lot less headaches, and a lot more joy and smiles. How does that sound? I bet that sounds pretty damn good. If that sounds really good to you, make sure you watch until the end, because I'm going to let you know how I can do that for you. And I can do it for you. It's easy. So my name is Debra. I have been teaching dementia for way longer than I like to admit, but these are new modern dementia strategies and techniques that I have developed personally over my last 20 years of teaching and working with seniors in many different realms and teaching along the way. So I want to give these tips and tricks and secrets, these insider strategies to you, because they are not very well known, but we're getting there. And it's been literally decades. I met a friend of mine, Jeanette, today, and we were talking about how there really hasn't been any significant strides in this field for decades, and that has now changed. So good for you. Congratulations that you're here. I couldn't be happier. We are actually currently teaching all over the globe, so please let me know down below in the comments where you're watching from. I would love to hear where you're from. I'm thinking about getting a great big map for my wall and start putting pins in there, because we have people literally from all over Germany, UK, Philippines, Ecuador, Mexico, Canada, many from Canada, and of course all over the United States and elsewhere. I just can't think of them right now, but put down in the comments where you're watching me from. I would love to hear. So today I want to talk to you about a big fat word that I didn't realize until just recently I have been pronouncing it wrong. And I'm going to try and pronounce it right today. So give me a second, because it's not anything like I thought I was doing. See, we're always learning. Everybody is always learning, and it's okay, right? We have to laugh at our mistakes, and we have to kind of go, oh, well, I mean, it's about the message, right? Doesn't matter if it's kind of blurry, as long as the end result comes out the way we want it. So today, we're going to talk about, wait. No, that's not right. That's not right. It's not right. Okay, hang on 1 minute. I'm going to pause, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Did you miss me? It's neologism. Neologism. I'm not going to remember that. I swear. I'm going to really have to practice this. Neologism. Neologism. Okay, so you probably have it down more pat than I do, because I've actually been saying it wrong for, well, since the Alzheimer's Association trained me, and that was how long ago? Like 15 years or more. Okay, so I already forgot how to say it. Neologism. I remembered. Neologism. Neologism. Okay. Neologism is when you take one word and you turn it into like a different word. So it's a different word, but it has the same meaning as something else. So when we talk about Alzheimer's disease and other dementias, so let's first kind of get one thing clear. There are many different types of diseases that cause dementia as a symptom. Dementia is a symptom. Dementia is not a disease on its own. Dementia is caused by another disease, and that disease could be Alzheimer's, vascular, Lewy body, frontotemporal, Korsakoff, Parkinson's, and it goes on and on. There's actually over 100 different types of diseases that cause dementia as a symptom. Now, what happens is the disease causes the brain to die in different ways. That's why they're different dementias, okay? So, for instance, my drawer was open. So, for instance, vascular dementia is caused by an inadequate supply of oxygenated rich blood to the brain cells, so the brain cells die. When the brain cells die, that causes the dementia. Parkinson's disease is a neurological condition which decreases the dopamine levels. The dopamine levels help shoot the signals across from synapse to synapse, brain cell to brain cell. When it doesn't have that electrical chemical shooting through, they die. The death of the cells causes the dementia symptoms. So every single different type of dementia, Alzheimer's, Lewy body, frontotemporal, vascular, Parkinson's, CTE, Creutzfeldt-Jakob, Korsakoff, white matter disease, on and on and on. There are different reasons why that brain is deteriorating. When the brain deteriorates and the cells die, that is what causes the dementia symptoms. I hope that's clear. So, as this disease, well, let me back up just a little bit. The different dementias, all those ones that I just mentioned, all those different diseases that cause dementia as a symptom, they will have different results, okay? So for instance, Alzheimer's disease typically hits the hippocampus first, where our short-term memory loss is located. So people with Alzheimer's disease in particular will show symptoms of short-term memory problems with language. So different dementias attack the brain differently, but eventually all dementias attack the entire brain. So while some dementias will have earlier different symptoms than others, eventually people with dementia will mostly have very similar type problems. One of them is being language. And language can be a lot of different things, right? So it can be interpreting what people are saying to us. It can be how we're talking, so like what we're thinking and what we're saying, right? So messages sent, messages received is part of language. What objects are, that's part of language. Identifying objects is part of our language. So our language and our ability to understand, interpret, and reply to messages can get all screwed up when you have dementia. Now, this is where caregivers seem to struggle, right? Because how do you learn to effectively get your messages in to a person who has brain damage? And how do you understand what they want? Because a lot of these behavioral problems that you're more than likely dealing with, a lot of that is due to a lack of communication. And you've got to send it so they can understand it. They have to understand it. They have to reply. All those things have to be working perfectly. And we know it's not, because they have brain damage. So there's different things that can affect our communication. And one really easy thing that I think a lot of people are really familiar with is a condition called amnesia. And amnesia is the inability to remember words and to remember events, right? There's also a thing called aphasia. And aphasia is pretty common with dementia. Aphasia is the inability to understand a word, difficulty understanding and expressing language. So kind of think of it as, I'm thinking one thing, but what I'm saying might come out different. So I really want pancakes, but I'm saying eggs. And then you bring me pancakes and I'm like, because that's not what I wanted. but you think that's what I wanted. How would you know any differently? Because I said eggs, but what I really wanted was pancakes. So a lot of people with dementia can't get what they're really truly thinking, or what they're really truly desiring, or what they really truly need, and they can't express it to you verbally. It gets lost in translation. So when your person with dementia is getting frustrated and upset, we need to start thinking, is it getting lost in their translation? Because think about how incredibly frustrating that must be. And I'm sure you've been in this situation. You're trying to explain something to someone and they're just not getting it. So you try to explain it to them again and they're just not getting it. And you're like, I don't understand how I can make this any more clear to you. You start getting, right? You start getting irritated. You start getting frustrated. This is what's happening with your person with dementia constantly. And that's hard. So they might be having a behavior, or rather a reaction, because we don't really like to use the word behavior here. A behavior is a reaction to something else. It's a reaction to a stimulus, a person, a situation, the environment. So they're having a reaction to something else. And a lot of times that reaction is because it's just a lack of communication. They don't understand you. They don't understand your commands. They don't understand your ask. And then they also have trouble letting you know what their needs are. So another one is apraxia. And apraxia is the inability to use an item properly, or translating a thought into an action. So they can't translate like get dressed to actually getting dressed. They can't turn the thought into an action. They can't actually go and do the action. I can see you're kind of like, oh, that's really interesting. Confabulation is one of my favorites. This is when they may be creating or making up details of a past event to cover up the inability to remember. So they might kind of make up a whole story because they know they can't remember it, so they just kind of make something up. And it's not really done intentionally. It's just something that they do. So think of it as, well, they're just storytelling today, right? Don't correct them. Don't say, no, that didn't happen, or I don't remember it that way. Just let that go. My favorite one, though, is the one that I can't pronounce. I'm going to try it one more time. I'm looking at the word, and I still can't get it. Neologism. Did I say it right? Neologism. I think I said it right that time. Neologism. I actually think I have to stop looking at it. Neologism. So neologism can mean something like, so it's one word that actually means something different. And some of my favorite examples are, I remember someone told me, my mother kept asking for folded food. She said, I want folded food. I want folded food. And she was getting really upset about it because the daughter kept trying to figure out what the hell is folded food. And all day she tried and tried and tried. And finally it came to her and she goes, oh, you want a taco? And Mom was like, yes, folded food. To her, that was her word for taco. Folded food. Brilliant. Another one came from another family member. I love this one. Her mom wanted a flat hot dog. I want a flat hot dog. I want a flat hot dog. I want a flat hot dog. So she's thinking butterfly it. She's like, no, I want a flat hot dog. I think she said it took her a few days to figure this one out. She wanted bologna. She wanted bologna. A very, very common one, which I think in our generation might actually disappear, but currently this is a really common one. A wrist clock. A wrist clock is a watch. So you can see how, what is that word? I don't want to say it wrong anymore. Neologism is where we take a current made up word for something else, but it has the same meaning, right? So, flat hot dog is bologna. There was one I thought was really, really cute. They were talking about a Christmas circle. A Christmas circle was a wreath. And the big shot at the school was the principal. So keep these types of things in mind when you're trying to communicate with your loved one. You may have to kind of really dig in, right, and find out how is their communication being lost in transition. And if you'd like to learn how to become really an expert at this kind of stuff, and I'm telling you, it's really fascinating, it's really cool, it's really fun, stay tuned. I'm going to show you how I can do that for you. So enjoy the rest of this piece and make sure you subscribe. And again, tell me where you're watching from. Shoot me an email, say hi. I'd love to hear from you. I'm Debra Costu. I'll see you next time. Have a fantastic day. Together, we can. Would you like to get these same results? This course comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. Join me for the next session before the class is full. To apply, go to answersoboutalz.org or give us a call at 585-775-5949 today.